In the regular season home finale without Klay Thompson, the Warriors were down in the second half to the OKC Thunder, also in the playoff hunt. In a pretty much must-win, Jordan Poole became the NBA's biggest microwave, like always, by exploding in the second half for a big comeback. Let's break down his buckets. On the very first play, Steve Kerr decided to start JP in the second half, even though Lamb had started the game. We have SGA guarding Poole on the weak side, but JP fakes going one way and tricks SGA for just a half second. Both Dante and Looney set two solid pin-down screens to try and free up JP. OKC is not switching off-ball screens, but I don't really know what SGA is doing here, maybe trying to shoot the gap really poorly. Steph finds JP wide open on the right wing for a deep three. Shout out to Moses Moody for a big contribution off the bench as well. Here the ball is swung up top to Loons, and we have Wiggins' eye on JP. Simple handoff screen with Wiggins playing drop coverage and completely stuck under the pick, so Poole counters by firing a deep but wide open 30-footer. Let's take advantage of Aaron Wiggins once again. Off a miss, Poole is leading a semi-fast break, but we immediately have Looney come up. And I love the communication between the two, as the OKC defenders really have no idea which way Looney is sending the pick towards. Loon ends up sending towards the middle where there is more space to attack, and even though Poole isn't the most efficient shooter from deep these days, he is still the NBA's biggest microwave player. Wiggins makes a bad choice going under the screen, and JP counters again by dribbling into a long 27-footer from the top of the arc, and he's starting to heat up. With the Warriors storming back in the fourth quarter, this demonstrates JP's increasing basketball IQ. Draymond comes for the high pick and roll. We have seen the last two plays that JP had used a screen towards his left, or attack towards the middle of the floor. But this time, Poole saw that both Thunder defenders had anticipated the same usage of the screen, so Poole brilliantly crosses over and rejects the pick, collapsing the defense. SGA makes the right decision rotating over as the weak side low man to try and take somewhat of a charge here, but he isn't known as any of the best defenders in the league, so Poole explodes right to the rim for a finger roll. With Steph carrying the load the whole game and Golden State closing on the win, we try to close out the game with a high pick and roll with Draymond like always. The goal was to get Lu Dort off of Steph as the primary defender, and he was honestly doing a solid job, especially in the beginning of the game, and tried to target a weaker defender in Josh Giddey. In my opinion, this on-ball switch is just way too easy with absolutely no real pressure, so on the weak side, one pass away, Santa Clara Jalen Williams decides to come over for a relatively soft double team. Curry makes a simple play by lobbing it cross court, and Jordan Poole catches and steps in with great fundamentals for a long three from downtown. Shout out Draymond for always being a great defender, especially in isolation possessions even against smaller guards. Here he pickpockets and probably got fouled, but eyes on Jordan Poole as he's so quick and shifty, attacks two OKC defenders with a left in and out dribble, then fakes like he's about to take the ball out and instead spins towards a hoop for a right hand layup. Absolutely filthy. There you guys have it, a quick breakdown on Jordan Poole exploding in the second half, scoring the majority of his 30 points on his way to lead a comeback for the Dubs. It was key for Steve Kerr to insert Jordan Poole in the starting lineup in the third, as I feel like Poole is one of those guys that can get hot in an instant and become the main offensive engine. This was a key home win in the regular season home finale, as they were basically tied with like 5 other teams trying to avoid the play-in. Now we have a few days rest, so if you guys like this breakdown, like and subscribe to see more.